Well, hello again guys, welcome back to Wayne's Cave. Hope you've all had a fantastic Easter weekend. We've been blessed tonight on the last night of Bank Holiday Easter weekend with a clear night, and the 40% moon doesn't rise until dawn. Currently here in the Northern Hemisphere in the UK, we're getting earlier and earlier dawn rises. The nights are slowly shrinking, so we're going to try and make the most of what dark skies are left before constant twilight sets in as we get closer to the summer season here in this longitude latitude setting. But we're out there, and I thought I'd welcome you to a very intriguing shootout. We're going to do a mono versus colour shootout. So what would you expect between the legendary ZWO1600mm mono on the same telescope, the Esprit 120 at native f7, and the ever-growing legend that is the QHY268C colour, one-shot colour. Again, the same telescope, native f7, shot in the same location, shot at the same target. And what I'm going to do is the data sets, I shall do a run of stacking, calibrating and processing both sets, following the exact same path as I possibly can. There'll be a slight apparent field of view difference, but not by much. The chip size of the QHY is slightly larger, as you all may well know, being a APS-C, whereas the ASI 1600mm is 4/3, I believe. But it's we will see in the final frames the difference, but it's not by much. But I'm just intrigued to see, the final image quality with similar amounts of integration and with a similar processing run. We're currently on integration of our one-shot colour, the lovely Whirlpool Galaxy. I always love shooting this. I don't know why, I love the natural framing of this target. That whirlpool's in the middle, and even though yes it's like a lot of galaxies are, the singular galaxies with just moderate telescopes, it's a small target, but you can reveal beautiful detail. I just love this target, this galaxy. There's a story in the picture. We've got what used to be two separate galaxies, material from the smaller galaxy is being pulled into that gravitational mass of the larger galaxy, and all this is happening sort of before our eyes, or certainly while the photons have reached our eyes 25 million light years ago. So we could actually now, as we currently sit here, be looking at if we could see exactly what was happening at this moment, just now one amalgamated single galaxy. Now there's food for thought, but we're getting some lovely data tonight. We've got no localized light pollution. It's fantastic. some of the outside lights that can be switched on, sometimes they're all off out the front of the building. There's no glow even from windows where my scope is out the back of the building. Our target's nice and high, so we've got less interference through our atmosphere. The subs are looking nice and tidy. I've got, obviously for this comparison, I'm not using any reducer. This is straight through the f7 Skywatcher Esprit 120 refracting telescope, and yeah, I'm just fingers crossed can get some tonight, and I'm thinking the forecast says also tomorrow night's clear, so I would love to catch as much as I can tonight, and I think I'll do a second night on it just to make sure I definitely give this target, you know, a good amount of data it deserves to get as high a signal to noise ratio as I can possibly muster up. So stick with me. This is vlog night 1, and if the conditions carry on right now, the wind did drop. It was quite blustery today, but it did drop as the evening drew in, and hopefully we can carry on capturing some more data. So I'll just fling you into the screen. We'll have a quick look at the data I am getting, and then we will see just how night 2 goes, if the forecast sticks to its word. Okay guys, well, let's get in, have a quick look, and I'll leave you to your lovely Easter evening. Right, bye for now.
So here we are in K-Stars. So yeah, like I said, we've got the lovely Whirlpool Galaxy. I just love how this frames up, and just the actual Whirlpool Galaxy itself, just full of drama. Just the dynamics of this movement here, it's just so intriguing, and the detail and the sort of structure you can get even with a modest scope, and what with the great resolution and detail that the QHY268 can give, you know, the darker dust lanes and the two cores, as it were, with the light dust and debris that surrounds the outer edge of this collision goes on. Yes, I'm just sucking up 480-second subs. The target is a good one for this time of year because it's nice and high in the sky. We've got less atmospheric disturbance going on. I've got a lovely sort of flat field just going straight through the telescope. I'm not going through the star zone or apex reducer. Yeah, the guidance figures have been nice tonight so far. They've been sort of around about 0.8, a little bit lower, you know, dithering on every other frame. With plate solve with no issues. We solved the Star Alcade in Ursa Major first off, and then slewed over to the Whirlpool Galaxy nearby. The remote solver worked this time. Stellar solver, I think, with just I'm not connected via Ethernet, whether it's got anything to do with that, but Stellar solver is ever so quick at solving targets, but I think uses a lot of power and bandwidth or something, and I think just on wireless Wi-Fi, I don't know, it might be too much for my little Raspberry Pi or something. I wouldn't know 100% for sure, but remote solver worked pretty quick anyway. You know, it took a minute to solve targets, and then got our guiding going. I must admit I forgot again to go into options here and use what I normally use is multi-star, which is just as good as what I'm on SEP, but yeah, multi-star, as it says there, I highly recommend it. But anyway, that's our platform tonight, running away, and hopefully we keep these nice clear crisp skies out there running through the course of the night. I'm going to stick with it as long as I possibly can, because the nights are getting shorter as we speak and we've got to try to make the most of them. So I'll perhaps update you on night 2. Touch wood, it sticks to the weather forecast and is just as nice as tonight is, and we can capture more data on this, and then we can do a good comparison between our mono LRGB and our normal broadband, no narrowband filters on this QHY one-shot colour, just straight through RGB full bandwidth, and let's see what the results bring. Okay guys, thanks for joining me, and thanks to all the new subscribers who have been recently subscribing. Really appreciate your thoughts and comments and your feedback and stories. I read every single one of them. And I always try and just spare a little bit of time to get back to as many people as I can. What projects are you planning in the future? What sort of creative ideas are you thinking about doing? There's so many ways to apply this astrophotography fun adventure. So yeah, let's all share what we're up to and our ideas, and let's keep growing together day by day. Okay guys, speak to you soon. Bye for now.
It's like a family tree, part of you and part of me. And if we should separate, go your own way, I won't wait.
Bring the funk back.
Alright guys, so this is the LRGB, and this actually is plus 11 hours of total integration. I didn't deconstruct and reconstruct with the exact sort of just over 6 hours of integration that was in the QHY268, but still the comparison and the looking into the results will still tell us a lot, as you'll see. And as you can see here, good colour, nice amount of detail, nice star field there. Yeah, very pleasing results, and who knows even how cleaner this image could have got with more integration, as we all wish for. But Okay, so that's our LRGB. I will actually re-edit this picture, reprocess this picture, I should say, at some point when I get a bit of time, because I do think that I can pull out a bit more sharpness and detail in this, but that's for another day. Right, let's get over to the comparison with the QHY one-shot colour QHY268C. Let's have a look. And here it is. As you can see, the picture quality, even with just a touch under or touch over 6 hours, can't remember, but yeah, excellent colour in there. Maybe not a depth of colour. I don't know if you know the tonal ranges of these blues. There is some sort of deeper blue in amongst this blue of the main primary galaxy here on the left. But again, look at the secondary linking galaxy, if you like, the smaller one on the right. Then browns and tones and detail. It is really, it's right up there. Very pleasing picture for yeah, sure, less hassle, if you like, or less technological complication that you get with filter wheels and balancing out those integration times for each filter. And I must admit, this would be, I think, even sharper if I had not been foolish enough to forget a UV-IR cut filter, because there is not one in the QHY camera windows like there are most of the ZWO range cameras. So yeah, and another sort of little mistake and learning curve again with this camera, still getting used to its sensitivity and its capabilities, is I went for like the Unity game setting here just to maximize chances of picking up what detail and stuff I could. But you know, for the game settings I had, my exposures were too long because I was getting bright regions getting blown out. In other words, you know, peaking or over peaking on the histogram with the bright stars, and I think the star color could have been a lot better had I not blown them out. Silly me. Okay, so now ask me, Wayne's Cave, will you ever consider mono imaging again for especially your broadband targets in LRGB and the project style that's involved with doing that? And I would say yes. Yeah, I would. I don't know if you can see by the compression of this video those slight little subtleties that are still making up a bit of difference, but I just feel there is a layer of something, and I think it's just I think it's the overall luminosity of an image with that subtle sharpness and bit of depth that a good luminosity layer gives. But most certainly, because it's certainly under half decent skies, like I'm lucky to image in here where I am in Portal 4, I certainly would invest that time in building the different layers with mono camera and filters. But that being said, for a lot of targets, certainly when they're sort of 20% moon and more, you know, and not specifically broadband targets, but your nice big nebula and stuff like that, using tri-band filters and even just going through native camera settings without any filters with the one-shot color, I would fire away quite happily, knowing that you're getting a good quality image. The one-shot color from QHY, this QHY268C, is absolutely fantastic. As you can see here, this image I have actually tried to crop very similar in to compare, like I cropped the image from the ZWO1600 mono camera, and you know, in fact this camera, with a bigger sensor up, that's a slightly larger crop, you know, so I'm pulling this image out, stretching him out a bit more than I had to with the thing, but it still holds up its own. So very, 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 very impressed. Would certainly highly recommend it for those who, certainly for those people in a bit brighter skies that want to maximise the use, the multi-dimensional use of the camera they do invest in. Here with the one-shot colour, you know, we can put on those tri-bands or duo band, narrowband style filters that go with the one-shot colours for those lovely nebulosity targets and deep sky targets where broadband isn't imperative, you know, and make use of those cameras all year round. So without further ado, all I want to do now is I'll put up the picture of the uncropped version of this target from the QHY, just so you can see the apparent field of view that we ended up getting before cropping. Okay, let me pull him up. So here you see quite a large field of view here. I just love all the little tiny details you can see all around the frame. There's so many tiny little distant galaxies on different angles and shapes and colours. You know, the resolutions is so good quality from this camera. It's just 6 hours, so yeah, looking forward to sinking in more time on this target and really building up this actual current image. All I'll do now is bring both images from the QHY268 one-shot colour and the ZWO1600mm Pro side by side, so you can have a look at those subtle differences. Obviously the compression of this video will probably not unveil as much as what I see here on my monitor, obviously, but I just hope it helps you guys decide out there for your conditions and what you shoot at most of the time, maybe what method you would go for, or what method's best suited for you, be it mono and different filter wheels for different targets, different types of filters, or the one-shot color with the different methods you can use with that. So all the best, guys. Please smash that like button, it really helps this channel and gets my backside into gear, and keep getting under them stars and sharing the wonders of the universe with you and everyone else. Let's all stick together, stay safe, and enjoy those clear dark skies as much as we possibly can. All the best, and thanks for watching. See you soon.